Hey everyone, buckle up because today we're diving into the world of automotive disasters. We're talking about those cars that make you do a double take and say, they actually built that? Get ready to laugh at some of the worst cars ever made. From design disasters to engineering nightmares, we're holding nothing back. So grab your driving gloves or maybe a helmet because this is going to be a bumpy ride. First up, we have the Pontiac Aztek, a car so aesthetically challenged that it makes a rhinoceros look like a gazelle. Seriously, it's as if the designers were trying to create a vehicle that would be the punchline of every automotive joke for decades to come. I mean, where do we even begin with this one? The confusion it causes is almost palpable. People look at it and just scratch their heads, wondering what on earth the designers were thinking. It's like the designers took every bad idea from the last century of car design and mashed them all into one glorious mess. The plastic cladding? Hideous. It looks like they raided a toy factory for spare parts and just glued them on wherever they fit. The awkward, hunchbacked shape? Inexcusable. It's as if the car is perpetually hunched over, embarrassed by its own existence. And don't even get me started on that tent attachment. Who in their right mind thought that was a good idea? It's like they were trying to combine a minivan and a tent but ended up with a monstrosity. Who thought that was a good idea? It's baffling. Did they really think people would want to camp in something that looks like it escaped from a sci-fi movie set? Look, I'm all for a good camping trip, but I don't want my car to look like it's about to set up shop at Burning Man. The idea of combining a car with a tent isn't inherently bad, but the execution here is just, well, let's say it leaves a lot to be desired. Imagine pulling up to a campsite and unfolding this bizarre contraption. You'd be the talk of the campground, and not in a good way. People would laugh, point, and probably take pictures to show their friends the weirdest thing they've ever seen. The Aztek is a car that defies logic and taste, a true testament to what happens when good intentions go horribly wrong. It's a cautionary tale for car designers everywhere. Just because you can doesn't mean you should. The Pontiac Aztek will forever be remembered as a lesson in what not to do in car design. Next up, we have the Yugo GV, a car that single-handedly lowered the bar for automotive expectations. This little beauty was known for its incredible ability to break down, usually before you even made it out of the dealership parking lot. It was like a game show prize you'd immediately try to trade for something, anything else. I imagine owning a Yugo was like having a pet rock, except the rock probably required less maintenance. Chapter 3. The Ford Pinto, Don't Get Rear-Ended. Now, let's talk about the Ford Pinto, a car that's more infamous for its safety record than its actual design. This vehicle, produced by Ford in the 1970s, was meant to be an affordable, compact car for the masses. However, it quickly gained notoriety for a very alarming reason. You see, the Pinto had this tiny little problem where it had a tendency to, well, explode in rear-end collisions. Not ideal, right? The fuel tank was positioned in such a way that even a minor rear-end collision could cause it to rupture and ignite. This design flaw led to numerous accidents and, tragically, several fatalities. I mean, I like a car with a bit of kick, but this is ridiculous. The Pinto's explosive reputation became a dark joke in the automotive world. People started to see it less as a car and more as a potential fire hazard on wheels. It's like the designers said, let's make a car that doubles as a Molotov cocktail. The controversy surrounding the Pinto led to a series of lawsuits and a massive recall. Ford eventually had to redesign the fuel system to make it safer, but the damage to the Pinto's reputation was already done. This chapter in automotive history serves as a stark reminder of the importance of safety in car design. Chapter 4. The DeLorean DMC-12. Great Scott, this car is slow. Ah, the DeLorean DMC-12, a car that's cooler in fiction than it ever was in reality. Don't get me wrong, it looks fantastic. Those gull-wing doors, iconic. But in terms of performance, well, let's just say it couldn't outrun a snail in a drag race. It's like casting a sloth to play Usain Bolt in a movie. You've got the looks, but the speed just isn't there. Chapter 5. The Reliant Robin 3 wheels, twice the danger. And finally, we come to the Reliant Robin, a car that proves that 3 wheels are definitely not better than 4. This little fella was notorious for its ability to tip over, like, all the time. It was basically a unicycle on steroids, and I'm pretty sure you needed a license for extreme sports just to drive one. Outrow. That's all, folks, but wait, there's more. Unless you drive one of these. Thanks for watching. We hope you enjoyed this nostalgic journey through automotive history. If you enjoyed this trip down memory lane, make sure to share it with your friends and family. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon for more hilarious and informative content about the quirkiest cars ever made. And remember, no matter how bad your car is, there's always a silver lining. It could always be worse. You could be driving one of these infamous automotive disasters. Imagine being behind the wheel of a Yugo or a Pinto, two of the most notorious cars in history. So next time you're stuck in traffic, feeling frustrated and impatient, just be thankful you're not behind the wheel of a Yugo or a Pinto. These cars have become the punchline of many jokes for a reason. Stay safe out there, everyone. Always buckle up, drive responsibly, and keep your car in good condition. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.